Hey guys, we're here real quick. Look, we got 15 minutes, 14 minutes to the market closes. We're going to get into NVIDIA. NVIDIA pulled back. You can see it's pulled back about 3%. And, we don't got a lot of time, so we're just going to jump into this. You can see right here on the daily. I'm here with Danny. Hey, Danny.
Hey, what's happening, Mark?
Yeah, we got the 130 support here. We looked at a video. Look at our previous video. We'll put a link to that video in this video so you can see some of this. But we were forecasting after earnings that we're going to see a spike up. They did. We saw that. We got some resistance at 153. It's pulling back right now. Very nice. We're on the daily. You can see that they beat earnings. They exceeded the forecast. They're pulling back right now. We're trading at about 134, 135. If I look at the 1 hour chart, you can see here. Was it the 4 hour? Let's go to the 4 hour chart. You can see here. This is awesome.
Oh man, that's nice.
This GenX system is just so amazing. Look at this. Look at this. We got all this positive trend bouncing off, and you can see we're bouncing right now on a ton of support right at the 135. And so we're looking at, without any hesitation, we've been watching NVIDIA. We just made a video on Google. Danny entered the Google cash secure put. We're going to look at Danny getting into for the purposes of what we're doing with techhedgepivot and our strategy. It's looking like a very good opportunity. Me and Danny were looking at this before we made this video. And what we're going to do is we're going to transfer over to Danny's screen and we're going to watch.
What strike price are we looking for?
We're looking at the 135 is what we're looking at now. We're going to look at the deltas.
Okay.
And we're going to look at, let's see, we'll move down. Let's add this to the stage. Okay. All right, Danny. So
all right. I'm going to go ahead and change it to NVIDIA. If you have a watch list, you can just click on your watch list. Okay. And then it changes all of the indicators here to the same.
Right. So we got about 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is 135 is the price that it's at now. If you look at the option chain there and you go up to the we got to go out on the top right-hand corner. We got to look at the expiration date. So we'll go out 28 days to June 27th.
Yep.
And what you're going to look at here is there's a delta on the right-hand side. We're going to sell a cash secure put, right? So we're going to look for a delta at about a 0.30. So in the middle of the option chain, Danny, where it says strike, up on the top, you're going to see a 10 plus.
Yep.
Click on that and let's do the 20.
Okay.
Hit the 20. Yep. And then let's scroll to the top, because now what we're going to do is we're going to look for a 0.3 delta, and you can see at a 129, we're at about the 0.3. So let's keep it about the 0.3. Okay. We're a little above it, 0.31. It's a little more aggressive. You know what? Actually, let's do the 130. Let's keep it even. Okay. Let's just keep it at the 130, and you can see the delta's at a 0.33. You could see the estimated premium is going to be $3.55 to $3.60 per share. So at 100 shares, that should be about $350 to $360 collected on a contract that's going to have a cash collateral of 130 strike price. We're looking at $13,000, right? So if we looked at the math of that, 350 divided by 130, it's a little over 2%, I think. So Danny, why don't we go ahead and change, make sure it's on sell. We want to sell one contract at, we're going to do market only to allow the paper trading to
just the purposes of paper trading. Yep. One contract.
And then, so you can see the premium at the bottom. Amount is at $345.
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and click that, Danny, and let's get that order working.
All right, we're in. We already have an order in. You can see the order that we have from Google. So now we're going to be adding to our orders, and
That's right. And now it's filled. So you can see there, Danny. Let's walk through that on the left-hand side. You got actions, right? So we can, if we choose to, we can close the contract at any time. We don't have to wait the 28 days to expiration. We can buy back the contract to close the contract. You can see under symbol, it's we get an NVIDIA. We sold an NVIDIA under symbol, on the left. right? At 130 strike price with the June 27 expiration, we sold the put.
Yep.
At 100 shares is one contract.
Yep.
You can see the market cap showing its current value is at $350.
That's right.
The quantity is one contract. Limit price that we paid, or the last price that it was at, is $3.50. You can see the average price is the premium that we collected, which is $3.35, which is less than the $3.45. So we, when you do market, you may give up a little bit of that premium, but for the purposes of getting it filled and for the paper trading account, which doesn't allow precision in the limit,
right?
This will at least get us going, and you'll start to see how selling cash secure put works and selling options. So open P&L,
you like to do it between the bid and the ask, like kind of in the middle range when you're doing it at limit, when you're actually doing
in real money. Yeah, you want to keep it in between the bid and the ask to get it filled. And so the open P&L, going back here, total cost is what is the premium we're going to collect. The open P&L is what it currently is at. And then the open P&L percent, of course. So we're in it for the 30 days. So we're going to let this mature. We're going to see next week. We'll monitor the position, where it's not like day trading where you're intensely watching it and looking at the price on a daily basis or a minute basis. But come Monday, we'll get a pulse of what the price is. That we opened the trade at when it was about at the 135 price range. So we could probably take a note of that, Danny, that the price was about 135 almost exactly. And then next week, we'll see where the price fluctuates. If it stays at the 135, then you can see up in the option chain, there's a delta and a theta. So the theta on this one at the 130, you can see is about 0.1, very close to 0.10, which will be $10 per day as of the next day. So every day that passes, this theta will change. But if the price were to stay there for one full day, $10 would be. So if the price opens and closes on Monday at $135, you'll see a positive open P&L of $10 in your account. And every day that passes, that theta will change, but it gives you a rough idea of what to expect next week.
Yep.
And as the account premium decays over time, as long as it stays above above the 130, then you'll be collecting the premium. And as long as the contract stays above the 130 at the expiration, then that full $335 will expire worthless.
Correct.
Meaning that the contract will be worth $0, and you will have locked in that $335. If the price of Google goes up and let's say $5, $10 next week, then the value of that contract will go down the further away as it is from the strike price or from the strike price. And we will be able to close the contract and collect and lock in a portion of that premium prior to the expiration date. We'll buy back the contract for a lower value, lock in the premium, and free up the cash for another trade. So, and once you close it, open another trade, then you've now, are allowing your cash to work for you on a more consistent basis. So using the techhedgepivot, the GenX system, understanding how the selling options works, the option change, delta, theta. We're going to be covering a lot of this in more detail as we go forward. But just understand that, man, we're going to be in this to make money, to be financially free. Join us on our journey. We don't have to do this for the general public or for you, or we don't have to open Discords and do all this, but we want to do it because we want to share this experience with as many people as we can, because we've already seen it work. I've seen it work. And, to have a community where we can all get financially free together, I don't think there's anything more exciting than that.
It's awesome.
It's like I can watch a football game on the TV, or I could watch my favorite show on TV. But when I watch it with other people, or I'm watching an event, there's just something that happens with that I think is going to make it more enjoyable, more energy, more exciting. And we get to share our experiences with each other. So we hope you Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to be bringing a lot more content, a lot of information, educational. A lot of these videos that we do with Danny and Webull and the paper trading account is going to be a lot of education that goes into this. Yep. But as we go into some of the videos, I'll be making some videos where I'm just getting in, making the trade. You're going to see it. It's just going to happen. And so we'll have a balance, maybe, of some different types of videos.
That's right.
What do you think, Danny? How are you liking this so far?
I think it's awesome. I'm already liking the fact that, we got some green on our first trade that we did. And it looks like our NVIDIA trade is moving in the right direction. So just to recap here for people that maybe missed some things, and there's a lot to unpack. That's part of one of the reasons why just getting into the community and joining our Discord and being a part of our community is we're going to really be hands-on, taking people step by step and sharing and growing. And this is not something that's going to be, really expensive for people. I mean, anybody can afford this. So if you're looking to get in and make money and learn about the market, this is the greatest spot to be. But in terms of this trade, this is the NVIDIA. We're looking at the 1 hour. Would you say looking at the 1 hour or the 4 hour is more is better when we're doing 1 month?
I like to look at it. I like to look at it starting from the daily.
Okay. Got it.
From the D there.
Yep. Let's see. Here. Now that we locked in our trade before the market closed, we have a little bit more time to just go into detail of the actual trade here. So you can see, this is definitely trending upwards. Maybe Mark, you can share your screen and you can just walk through NVIDIA on your side.
Yeah. I'll do that. Before we do that, Danny, go back to that option chain real quick because I want to just note. We opened that Google trade how long ago?
We opened it
maybe like half hour.
Probably maybe like 45 minutes ago. Yep.
Yeah, 45 minutes ago. And you can see, with the GenX system, we saw the trend. And so we wanted to get in because we saw momentum building short term. And that momentum there, you can see, we got in about 45 minutes ago, which would make it about 12 o'clock. So if you go back to the 12 o'clock time frame there on your chart, you're at 1 o'clock right now.
Yep, about right
here.
That's
about 12. So we saw this coming because the GenX system tells us that's the momentum, the direction we're going in. And so we enter the trade. And so if you go back, you can see all that green positive momentum. The price has increased almost $1 since we opened it. So if you go back to the Webull account.
Yep. And not to mention also we had some indicators that we'll get into as we go deeper into the
right. So you could see the positive $23 there. You're up 8% on the total premium that you can collect on that Google. So again, you can click that button, close the Google. We're not going to close it now, but you can go there and close that and lock in the $23 in premium in 45 minutes.
Yeah, and having an 8% return in that amount of time frame, your ROI is incredible.
Right. Yeah. On the premium. That's on the premium, not on the total investment.
Correct.
But yeah, I mean, it's just having that ability to manage, to understand momentum, the trends, and put yourself in the best position to maximize the return on your investment. That's what it's all about, right?
That's right.
I mean, I can go to the bank and say, hey, hold my money for 12 months CD at 3% return on investment for the whole year. I can say, hey, I'm going to put it into none of those are bad. Those are not bad because there's security, right? There's no risk. There's no volatility when you put your money in a bank or a CD. So it's 100% secure, So there's different levels of investment, different levels of risk. We've just found an opportunity for those that are interested in selling options to be able to maximize your return on that investment. The 2% I think is a good conservative average, but in reality, if we have a system that understands the trends and we can close out positions early, we can push the 5% mark, even up to 10% on some months, depending on the direction of the market.
Man, that would be incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, Danny, I'm pretty excited. I'm excited that you're venturing into this space the way you are and understanding. I think you've you've come a long way in terms of your experience and your knowledge.
Yeah, no, this has been great. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all the potential that the Tech Hedge Pivot system has to offer, what you're teaching, and combining that with the GenX indicators as well. So looking forward to it. We'll keep documenting our progress, and we'll watch this trade as well unfold. So we'll probably label these videos in sequence so you can see just the progression, and then we'll drop them into a playlist to where you can actually watch the progression of each trade. And as you're learning, you can go back and you can see exactly, slow it down, pause it, make sure you're clicking on the right buttons. Or you can just join our Discord and you can come on and we can give you some hands-on training there as well.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, we'll be providing information on our Discord here coming up shortly. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Awesome.
Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and we'll see you next time.